Good evening, everyone. Welcome to O'Donnell Field. Tonight, the Hudson Hawks host the Wachusett Mountaineers in the second game of a home-and-home series. It's two out on top 5-2. Hawks looking to get some revenge on that loss. Their second of the year. They're now 9-2 behind 12-1 Wachusett. Hawks are on the field. Across the outfield for Hudson tonight, number 7, Abby Nezik, 24, Sarah Karowski in center field. And in right field, number 9, Tegan Lewis. At third base, it's number 3, Maddie Kiley. Audrey Lennox plays shortstop, whereas number 16, Livy Souza, is at second base. And number 12, Sam Collette, at first base. Behind the plate, number 4, Caitlin Cassidy. And in the circle tonight, number 2 is Lauren Cole. Lauren Cole, a no-hitter against Westboro last week. Also her birthday, I'm told. Pitcher Lauren Cole, 18 today. Happy birthday, Lauren. Leading off the game tonight for Wachusett, center fielder number 5 is Lily Johnson. And we're set to go. Cole steps in. Strike one. Soft grounder to short, fielded by Lennox, and over to first to Collette in time to make the out. Six to 3, put out Lennox to Collette. Brings up the left fielder, Tegan Walsh. First pitch from Cole, up and away. Ball 1. Upstairs again. 2-0. Got a piece of the outside part of the plate. 2 balls and a strike. And foul tip into the mid of Cassidy. 2-2. And lifted foul. Walsh stays alive. Walsh works the count full. And lifted high and long. No question about that. Full count home run for Tegan Walsh. No question about that one off the bat. Walsh just lifted that one into center field. There is no deepest part of the field here at O'Donnell. All dimensions measure the same. But Walsh crossed the 3-2 pitch, and Wachusett takes the early lead, 1-0. Riley Quirk, the pitcher, now in the batter's box. 2 balls, no strikes. And a liner gets past Lennox at short. Catchable ball. Puts Riley Quirk on first base. And Kendall Grady now in to run for Quirk. And it brings up the first baseman, Ella Pender. Pender takes ball 1. Like Cole and Cassidy both wanted that pitch. Looked pretty close from here. Called strike. 1-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Up and away. Three and 1. And through the gap. Out into left field. One out single for Pender. Moves Grady over to second base. For third baseman, Gracie Granger. Up and away. Ball 1 from Cole. And Granger squared to bunt, pulled back. 2-0. And foul back. 2 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Count now full to Granger. And a grounded to short. Lennox to Collette for out number 2. Moves Pender over to second. And Kendall Grady now at third base. So the Wachusett with runners at second and third with 2 out. Amanda Roach swings and misses. Foul back. Oh, and 2 to Roach. One and 2. Roach got a piece of that one, stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Foul tip again. 1 and 2, still the count. Up and away. 2 and 2. And lifted to center. And Karowski on the run makes the catch for out number 3. Wachusett puts 1 on the board in the top half of the first. Tegan Walsh hit a full count bomb out to center field. Defensively for Wachusett. In left, number 7 is Tegan Walsh. Lily Johnson is in center field. And the right fielder, Isabella Giaquinto. At third, Gracie Granger. Caitlin Ciccone is at short. Amanda Gagliastro is at second base. And Ella Pender at first. Behind the plate, Emma Britt. And in the circle is number 13, Riley Quirk. Leading off for the Hawks in this bottom half of the first inning, the catcher, number 4, Caitlin Cassidy. Takes strike 1 from Quirk. Swing and a miss. Cassidy behind 0-2 on the count. Up and in. One Buzz Cassidy back. 1-2. And swing and a miss. Cassidy down swinging. Sam Collette steps in, fouls back the first pitch. 0-1. Off speed. Foul down the third baseline by Collette. Collette takes outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Collette goes down swinging. Brings up Abby Nezik. Steps in with 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch from Quirk is off speed. Swing and a miss by Nezik. Foul back out of play. Oh, and 2 to Nezik. And Nezik stays alive, fouls that one down the third baseline. Count remains 0-2. And hard line drive through the gap into left field. And Nezik's on with a 2-out single. Brings up the third baseman, Matty Kiley. Grounded to short. Ciccone over to Pender for out number 3. We're through one full here at O'Donnell Field. It's the Wachusett Mountaineers 1 and the Hawks nothing. Wachusett coming to bat. Emma Britt, Caitlin Ciccone, and Anna Gagliastro due up in the Wachusett second. And we're set to go. Top of the second. Wachusett leads 1-0. Ball 1. Emma Britt, the Wachusett catcher. And swing and a miss by Britt. Count is even at 1. Ball 2, 2-1. Foul tip into the mitt. 2-2. And hard line drive out to left field. Leadoff single for Emma Britt. Brings up the shortstop, Caitlin Ciccone. Ball 1, the call. Cassidy looks Britt back at first base. Ciccone is squared to bunt. Pulled back. Pitches up and away. 2-0. Cole steps in, delivers, and foul back just to our left. Two balls and a strike. And pitch gets away from Cassidy. It was high and outside. Brittle move to second base on the wild pitch. Three and one to Ciccone. She squares to bunt and takes ball four. Wachusett now with runners at first and second for the second baseman, Anna Gagliastro. Gagliastro takes ball one. Both Wachusett runners, Britt and Ciccone, trying to attract some attention from Cassidy behind the plate. Gagliastro squares, lays one down to Cole. Cole's going to pick it and throws wide at first base. Gonna score Britt. Gagliastro is now at second. And Ciccone stays at first. At third, excuse me. There'll be an error on the pitcher. Britt scores on the play. And Gagliastro is at second, and Ciccone is at third. And still no outs in the Wachusett second. Back around the top again for Lily Johnson. Leadoff batter for Wachusett. Called strike from Cole. And a hard line drive between center field and right. Johnson caught in a rundown, is going to be tagged out at third base. Johnson will be gunned down at third base. Good relay in from the outfield. Trapped Johnson between second and third base. The throw eventually came to Maddie Kiley, and she made the tag. Pitch up over everything to Tegan Walsh. Tegan Walsh teed off on a full count pitch from Cole. Sent it deep into center field. Two balls, no strikes. And that one lifted to center. Caught by Karowski. 2 outs. Brings up the pitcher, Riley Quirk. Bases are empty with 2 outs. Up and out, ball 1. Ball 2. Up and away. 3-0 to Quirk. Foul back. 3-1. And Quirk draws the walk. Second walk of the inning, given up by Cole. And Kendall Grady into run for Riley Quirk. So Wachusett with a 2-out base runner for Elapender. Lifts one into right. Lewis back there to make the catch for out number 3. So Wachusett gets 3 in the top half of the second. We're through 1.5 here in O'Donnell. It's Wachusett 4 and the Hawks nothing. O'Malley, Lewis, and Karowski due up in the Hudson second. Lauren O'Malley, number 15, the designated player tonight from the left side. Ball one. And foul the opposite way over the Wachusett dugout. No balls, 2 strikes to O'Malley. Low and away. 1-2. And fouled back. O'Malley stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Count is even at 2. Sorry about that. O'Malley. My mistake. Fouled off to our left. Those are hard to get. Let's go get that one, Cam. Swing and a miss by Lewis. Two quick strikes on Tegan Lewis. And up and away has O'Malley on the move. That got past Britt at behind the plate. 1-2 to Lewis. O'Malley over to second on the wild pitch. Another one gets past. And O'Malley goes over to third. Now the count's even against Lewis at 2-2. Lewis fouls that one back out of play. Wind blowing across the infield from first toward third base. That pitch is inside. Lewis works this count full. And hit on the ground to second base. And Gagliastro gets it over to Pender for the out. And O'Malley able to score on the play, and the Hawks are on the board. 4-3, the put out on Lewis brings up the center fielder Sarah Karowski, and she swings at the first pitch. No balls, 1 strike. And lifted over the head of Ciccone at short. And Karowski on with a 1-out single. Brings up the shortstop, Artie Lennox. Called strike one. Swing and a miss. 0-2. And fouled back. Karowski stays alive. No balls, 2 strikes. And throw down to first. Karowski back safely. And Lennox goes down swinging, third of the day for Quirk. And 2 outs for Livy Souza. Call strike one. Strike two. And Souza down swinging. Hawks able to put one on the board in that bottom half of the second. We're through 2 here at O'Donnell. It's Wachusett 4 and the Hawks 1. Granger, Roach, and Britt. 3 batters due up for Wachusett in the third inning. Granger, the number 5 hitter in the lineup. And we're set to go. Top of the third, Wachusett leads 4-1. Strike one to Granger. And lifted into the opposite field. Bounces in front of Lewis. Granger on with a leadoff single. Brings up the designated player, Amanda Roach. And fouled back behind the plate. Strike one. Up and away. 1-1. Soft liner. Nezik couldn't catch up with it. Caught it on the trap. Moves Granger to second base. Roach with a single. Brings up the catcher, Emma Britt. Singled in her first plate appearance. Two on with no outs. And Britt pops one up in front of Cole. Cole ran out of options. Britt safe at first. And now Wachusett has the bases full for Caitlin Ciccone. Up and away from Cole. And Cassidy calls timeout. Wants to talk things over with Lauren Cole. One ball, no strikes to Ciccone. Two and 0. Up and away. 3 balls, no strikes. Strike one. Cole steps in. Bouncer. Can't be handled. Throw to third. And the runner is safe at third. Emma Britt. And the runner at third on appeal has been called out. That was Emma Britt. Was thrown out at third. Roach scored on the play. 2 runs in. And Gagliastro lifts one to Karowski at center. Route number 2. Ciccone still at second base. Granger scored on the play, as did Roach. Back to the top of the order for Wachusett. Lily Johnson takes ball one. And it was lifted near Kylie in foul territory, and she makes the catch for out number 3. Two runs in for Wachusett. Hudson comes back to the top of the order into the bottom half of the third inning. It's going to be Cassidy, Collette, and Nezik in the Hudson third. And Cassidy steps in, down swinging in her first plate appearance, takes low and away, ball one. 4 strikeouts so far on the night for Quirk. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss by Cassidy. 1-2. Takes the ball high. 2-2. And Cassidy takes a cut, ball squirts loose. And ultimately thrown out at first. The drop third strike. Britt able to get it over to Pender in time. Brings up Sam Collette. Quirk deals strike one to Collette. Strike two. And line drive into center. Right at Lily Johnson, the center fielder, out number 2. Abby Nezik steps in. 2 outs in the Hudson third. Hard line drive in the left. Gets past Walsh. Going to be extra bases. And Nezik pulls up at second with a stand-up double. Second hit of the day for Nezik. Matty Kiley steps in, 2 outs. Hawks with a runner in scoring position. Swing and a miss. Strike one. And fouled out of play. Back to our left. Into the bat. One bounce over to Ciccone. Across to Pender for out number 3. I was told there was going to be pizza here tonight. Yeah. Oh, I heard you were getting pizza delivered. I must have been wrong. I know, right? Can we do that? Do I follow PBS guidelines? Geez, after this many years, I never knew they existed. PBS guidelines. Can you Google that? All right. See if I qualify. Boy, I've been cheating myself. Walsh, Quirk, and Pender due up for in the Wachusett fourth. Wachusett with the lead, 6-1. First pitch from Cole in the dirt, 1-0. High, ball 2. Ball 3. 3-0. Kick saving a beauty over there by Allie Cassidy. Over there taking some still pictures for us. Protected that camera pretty good, too. Three balls, one strike. Called strike two from Cole. And the payoff pitch from Cole up and away. And Walsh with a leadoff walk. Entire infield, almost in shade. Good portion of the outfield as well. We're about to hit a time of the day where the sun is kind of challenging from our vantage point. But it doesn't last for very long. So hang with us. Grounder through short. And Quirk moves him along. Walsh goes to second base. Quirk with the single. Wachusett now with runners at first and second. Ella Pender to the plate. Takes inside for a ball. Cassidy framed that one up in case the home plate umpire wanted to change his mind. Looked like a close pitch. Kendall Grady now in to run for the pitcher, Riley Quirk. And lifted into the gap in right center. Karowski's going to pick it up at the fence. As Quirk rounds third, Walsh comes in as well. Two-run double for Pender. I love Donnie. Oh, no, he changed it. Eight to 1 now in favor of Wachusett. The top half of the fourth inning. Gracie Granger to the plate. High ball one. Up and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Ball 3. 3-0. And Granger walks on 4 straight pitches. Brings up the designated player, Amanda Roach. No outs in the Wachusett fourth. 2 runs already in. 2 runners on base. High pop-up Souza over behind first to make the catch. The runners are going to stay put. Mackenzie Karen into run. As Emma Britt steps in. And foul back into the mask of Cassidy. That's going to draw some attention from the Hudson training staff. Cassidy picks herself up, puts the helmet back on, wipes the dust off, and she's ready to go. Wouldn't expect anything less from Caitlin. She's a gritty player. And Britt steps in. No balls, 1 strike. One on one. In the dirt, Cassidy gathers it in, gets it down to Kylie at third. And ball skips out of her glove. Pender is going to be safe at third. Granger will move to second. Cole delivers, popped up into center field. Karowski makes the catch and throws a strike to Cassidy at the plate. And Pender and Granger both remain at third base and second base respectively. 2 outs for Caitlin Ciccone. Soft foul down the third base line. Strike 1. Cassidy catches up to that high and outside pitch. 1-1. Not a whole lot of room behind home plate here. And right back through the middle goes Ciccone. Throw's going to come to the plate. Not in time. As Pender and Granger both cross the plate. And Ciccone with 2 RBIs with 2 outs. Gagliastro fouls back the first pitch from Cole. Ball is low. 1-1. Ball 2. Up and away. Pitch is low. Cole steps in. And Gagliastro draws a 2-out walk. And Coach Bowen, timeout. Just Caitlin Cassidy and Lauren Cole in on this one. Four walks on the day for Cole. That looks like Isabel Moreno now in the game. Pinch hitting for Lily Johnson. Opposite field, one hop in front of Cole, in front of Tegan Lewis. Her throw to the plate not in time. as Ciccone scores. Giaquinto now moves to third, and Moreno is at second base. Brings up Tegan Walsh. Lifted to left field, gathered in by Nezik for out number 3. Five runs in the Wachusett fourth. Hawks got a big hill to climb. They find themselves down 11-1 in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Hawks with only 3 hits on the day against Riley Quirk. Shade has almost engulfed the entire field. Little sliver that goes from left field into center field. But we're next for the next 10 or 15 minutes. It's going to be a tough sun over here. Lauren O'Malley leads off for the Hawks. One and one to Lauren O'Malley. Up and away. 2-1. Three balls, one strike. Four straight pitches. And O'Malley is at first. Brings up Tegan Lewis. Lewis grounded to second in her first plate appearance. Swing and a miss. Throw down to first. And O'Malley back in time. Pitch gets past Britt. O'Malley will move to second. 2-1. Foul out of play. We're about set to go. We're breaking the action. Lenny Bowen reaching for the coat. He's already in the shade. We're not there yet. All the fans on the first base side had the last to leave, have the sun leave, have reached for coats. And Lewis stays alive. Two and two. And caught looking for out number one. Number 6 on the day for Quirk. Brings up Sarah Karowski. Takes strike one, throw down to second. And O'Malley back in time. She calls timeout. And we're going to have another conference. We've had a lot of those tonight. And the call at second stands. O'Malley safe. As Abby Nezik takes some throws down to our left. And opposite field between first and second. Got into Giaquinto at right field. Karowski is going to be safe at first. O'Malley will move to third on the play. So the Hawks runners at first and third with one out in the bottom half of the fourth inning for Audrey Lennox. Called strike one. And opposite field again. Right at Giaquinto and right. Runners will have to hold. Call strike to Livy Souza. She steps in with 2 outs. Strike two. On the ground to second. Picked up Gagliastro over to Pender for out number 3. The Hawks get 2 base runners in the fourth, but go down quietly. We're through 4 here at O'Donnell Field. It's the Wachusett Mountaineers 11 and the Hawks 1. Sun continues to drop. We're going to be we'll be safe here in a few minutes. I don't know what your TV, what your screen looks like if you have a glare in there, but I know I still have one, but it's not for very long. You know what would have been good to keep the shade out of the to keep the sun out of the camera to make some shade? A pizza box. Yeah, that would be something. We'll be with you again next Saturday night, I believe. It is the 21st of May. We'll have a rain makeup against the Neshoba Wolves. This is the first year they've been the Wolves. They have had to change their next Thursday. Is that a night game? Next Thursday, senior night here at O'Donnell Field. Caitlin Cassidy is going to sit the rest of this one out. It looks like feeling some of the effects from that foul ball. She took a direct hit on the face mask. It's like Caitlin Pume now behind the plate for the Hawks. Wachusett leads off with the pitcher, Riley Quirk. As we're finally free of the sun inside. 1-1 to Quirk. And a bouncer to Lennox. Across to Collette for the out. Brings up Ella Pender. Ball one. And hard liner in the right, played by Lewis. 1 out single for Pender. Now Kendall Grady. She's going to pinch hit for Gracie Granger. Lennox flips it to Souza to get the lead runner. Pender cut down at second. And Lennox is going to take that one herself. Put out for Lennox. Wachusett held scoreless in the fifth. Alyssa Davis now pinch hits for Caitlin Cassidy. Called strike. One ball, two strikes to Davis. And stays alive, fouls that one back out of play behind the Hawk dugout. Foul back against the screen. And a line foul. Right underneath us. Closest one this year. And swing and a miss. Davis down swinging. Seven strikeouts on the night for Quirk. Sam Collette steps in. Pitch gets behind Britt, behind the plate. One ball, no strikes. One on one. Two balls, one strike. Bouncer to Ciccone at short over to Pender for out number two. Abby Nezik steps in. 2 for 2 so far today. Takes ball one. Swing and a miss. Low and away. 2-1. High and outside. 2-2 is the count. Look, now it's 2-2. Nope, it was 3-2. Try to follow the histrionics of these officials behind the plate as I'm a distance away from them. But Nezik provides the Hawks with a 2-out base runner from Addie Kiley. She takes called strike one. And foul back out of play. 0-2. Throw down a first. Nezik back in time. And Kiley calls timeout, steps back. Pitch is low, 2-2. Got a piece of that. Back to the screen. And Quirk deals into the bat. Right back at Quirk, and she makes the catch. And the Hawks go down scoreless in the fifth. We are through 5. Here at O'Donnell Field is Wachusett 11, and the Hawks 1. Caitlin Pume now behind the plate for the Hawks. Cassidy taken out at the start of the 5th inning. Took a direct hit foul ball off the face mask. Finished the inning, but started feeling some effects of that, I think, after in between innings. It's Caitlin Pume in right field. Like it's Lauren O'Malley behind the plate. And Caitlin Pume is in right field. Emma Britt leads off for the Mountaineers. Like Erica Karowski over in left field. Erica Karowski in center. And Gracie Giorgio now in at left field is Pume in right. Karowski in center, and Giorgio is in left. Nezik now into throw for the Hawks. Fouled back by Britt. And Cassidy down, swinging. One out in the Wachusett sixth. They lead 11-1. Caitlin Ciccone to the plate. Takes ball one. Foul back out of play. 1-1. Nezik off speed. Ciccone leaves that one alone. 2-1. Two and two, the count. And down swinging goes Ciccone. Sydney Lane now steps in to hit for the Mountaineers. Takes ball one. And a grounder deep short. And Lennox gets it over to Collette. Wachusett goes down 1-2-3 in the sixth. First time on the night that the Hawks have been able to retire the side. In order. Infield is going to remain intact for Wachusett. And so is the outfield. Looks like Sydney Lynn is now over in left field. Brings up Lauren O'Malley. Opposite field. Liner to left. Leadoff single for O'Malley. Brings up Caitlin Pume. Swing and a miss. And down swinging goes Caitlin Pume in the Hudson 6th. Brings up Erica Karowski. Defensive substitution into center field in the 5th. One and one. Foul back out of play. Pume stays alive. That Karowski, rather, stays alive. Two and two the count. That pitch got away from Quirk. And Karowski goes off the glove. Safe at second, safe at first. Went off the glove of Quirk. Gagliastro tried to make the tag on Nezik on the way by. Was unable to do it. So Nezik moves to second. And Karowski is at first. Lennox takes strike one. Comebacker to Quirk. Gets the play at third. Couldn't get Lennox at first. So O'Malley cut down on the fielder's choice. As Quirk gets the lead runner at third base. Brings up Livy Souza. Takes ball one. Swing and a miss. 1-1. And lifted off the glove of Gagliastro. And Erica Karowski will come in to score. Lennox will move to third. And Souza at first. Brings up Alyssa Davis. And soft pop up. It's caught for out number 3. That wasn't Alyssa Davis, that was Erica Karowski. So the Hawks get one in the 6th. Get to within 9. Isabel Marino, the lead off for the Mountaineers. Tried to check the swing. Went a little too far. 1-on. 1-2. Off speed from Nezik, just outside. And Marino down swinging to lead off the 7th. Brings up Tegan Walsh. Lifted into shallow left field in front of Giorgio. And Walsh with the 1-out single, 3 for 4 today for Walsh. Pitch gets loose behind the plate. And Walsh will move to second base. Lifted high on the third base side. And Giorgio not there in time. Hard grounder gets past short. And Quirk in with a stand-up double. Walsh will score on the play. Brings up Ella Pender. Called strike from Nezik. One out, one in for Wachusett, the top 7. Now lead 12-2. Foul back. 1-2. Up and away. 2-2. Foul back. And right back through the box. Karowski fields it in center. 2 hops it to the plate. Pender is going to go in standing up. 2 doubles in a row for the Mountaineers. Quirk scores on the play, and Pender in with the stand-up double. 4 for 5 on the day for Pender. 2 singles, 2 doubles. Brings up Kendall Grady. She rips one into the gap in left center. And Grady into second, standing up. Stand-up double. 3rd double in a row for the Mountaineers. Brings up Isabella Giaquinto. Lifted high and out of play behind the Wachusett dugout. Strike called. And a bouncer. Lennox at short. Over to Collette for the out. Brings up the catcher, Emma Britt. Hard liner. Fielded by Karowski in center. It's going to score Grady. And Britt, 2-out single. Third single of the day. Called strike to Ciccone. Wachusett now leads 15-2. 4 runs in the Wachusett 7th. Pitch goes awry. The throw down at first was over the head of Souza. Fielded by Pume in right. Britt moves to second base. Ciccone right down first baseline. Gets past Pume, goes out of play. Out in the corner and right. Ciccone is going to hold up at second. Britt is going to cross. Two outs. Brings Anna Gagliastro to the plate. Five runs in the Wachusett seventh. Right to Kylie. Kylie stabs that one at third base. Great defensive play by Maddie Kylie. Gets the Hawks out of the inning, but not before Wachusett's able to put five across the plate. Five more in the seventh for the Mountaineers. It's Wachusett 16 and the Hawks 2 as we go into the bottom of the seventh. New pitcher for Wachusett is Emma Austin. If we lose you, we lose you. Cam's starting to unplug things, so if all of a sudden I disappear, I'm okay. Yeah, time to put another quarter in the machine. We'll see you again next Thursday, I believe. Night game here at O'Donnell Field for the Hawks. Senior night. Always a treat. Seen a lot of senior nights. Got to be close to 50 senior nights in the 40s anyway, mid 40s. Sam Collette leads off the Hudson 7th. Bouncer to third. Gets past Pender at first base. And Collette is going to take second base on the throwing error from third. I think I did your senior night, Cam. What year was that? 2008? Oh, yeah. I think I had done about 9 before that. Oh, a ripper back through the box. And Nezik, solid RBI. The break. bright spot for the Hawks offensively tonight is Nezik gone 3 for 4 with 2 singles and a double. She also drew a base on balls in the 5th as she takes off, and she's going to take second base uncontested. Kylie takes a strike. Look low and away from here. How about you? And Kylie lifts one to the opposite field. Off the fence. Gonna round second, headed for third. And the ball out of play. And she's gonna get the base. So the triple and the error clears the bases for the Hawks. Brings up Lauren O'Malley. And just past Gagliastro at second base. And O'Malley's on. Emma Austin started the inning in place of Riley Quirk. Brings up Caitlin Pume. Takes strike one. Still no outs in the Hudson 7th. Oh, and 2. Lifted into left. One-handed catch out in left field. Grounded to short and only get the one. Awkward contact at second base. Looked like Ciccone was going to try to get the unassisted double play, get to second, and throw to first on her own, and tripped over the bag a bit. Audrey Lennox to the plate with one out. This one down the line and right. Gonna score 2. Oh, just scored 1. Karowski over to third. For Livy Souza. soft grounded short. For speed, it's out at first. If anybody's going to beat that out, it could have been Livy Souza. But the throw from short to first ends the game.